So obviously this episode of SmackDown tonight revolved primarily around the tribute to Hulk Hogan, who ended up passing away yesterday at the age of 71. They gave him the 10 bell salute. Triple H said a couple words about him and his impact as far as, the wrestling business is concerned, and they showed a kind of a video package as far as, who he was and how he got into wrestling and sort of the things that he did as far as like his matches with the Ultimate Warrior, with the matches with The Rock, with Andre, so on and so forth. And you kind of had to know going into this SmackDown that they were going to give him this kind of a tribute. There's a lot of things that you could say about the actual man, about the actual Terry Bollea. Questionable things that he's done, questionable things that he's said, and obviously, I'm not defending the guy. He obviously wasn't an angel by any stretch of the imagination. But as far as his contributions to wrestling is concerned, there's not going to be another Hulk Hogan really in our lifetimes that is responsible for that much of an impact as far as wrestling is concerned, because like it or not, without this guy, most of us probably aren't here watching wrestling, probably aren't doing what we're doing as far as covering it and as far as just being involved with it. That doesn't happen without Hogan. So as far as that is concerned, you got to give him his props for that. But regardless, they did give him his 10 bell tribute here. But as far as the actual show, as far as the actual substance of SmackDown here tonight, I'd like to give you a lot of positivity. But really, tonight's episode of SmackDown, aside from I guess the tribute, really wasn't anything noteworthy. Like, nothing here happened that you have to go out of your way to actually watch back. Like, the only thing that I would watch back would be the ending segment where Nick Aldis comes out there. Every single tag team that's in the SmackDown tag team division, they're brawling all around ringside, and he makes this match a TLC match for next weekend. I assume Saturday SummerSlam night. I assume that's when they're gonna have this TLC match. But other than that, not a lot that really occurred here tonight. We had Logan Paul, we had Jelly Roll, Randy Orton, and Drew McIntyre out there once again. And I will say one thing about Jelly Roll. There's been some news about Travis Scott recently, how he wasn't as committed as somebody like a Jelly Roll. And I think, going into this match, I'm not looking forward to this match at all. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you and tell you that, this is a match that I'm looking forward to. But as far as Jelly Roll is concerned, I at least give him props that he actually seems like a fan, and he actually seems like he's genuinely, ready to give this his all. So at that point, I have to give him his props for that. He may surprise us at SummerSlam, he may not. I don't know what the case is going to be with Jelly Roll, but I'm more open to this than I am with Travis Scott, to be honest, at this point. Cody Rhodes was out here. He had a promo to cut on John Cena. John Cena was not there this week. He's going to be there next week. And kind of same spiel when Cody started cutting these promos against Cena during their Mania build-up. It's the instance where one half of the SummerSlam match is not here, so you have to build around him. There was a cool little line here where Cody said he's trying to bring back the real Cena. He wants to face the real Cena at SummerSlam. So obviously they're going to tease that babyface turn whenever Cena turns, possibly at SummerSlam itself. Again, there's been rumors of a double turn. I don't think that's possible at this point, or more likely, I don't think that is likely at this point. I think probably the smart situation is going to be that Cena ultimately ends up turning face at SummerSlam. And like I said, not much happened here as well. Wyatt Six took on Andrade and Rey Fenix, and like I said, that ended in a disqualification. We had Jacob Fatu here against The Miz, of all people. Apparently The Miz was out for many weeks. I don't know if you guys noticed that or not. I had no clue that The Miz was even like kayfabe injured, right? He showed up here. He demanded a match with Fatu. He got the match with Fatu. He lost that match with Fatu. Then Fatu and Solo and their whole crew, they brawl. Then Solo stands tall over Fatu and Big Jim. And I still, at this point, I'm done with Solo and Fatu. Just move Fatu to something else, because Fatu is a fucking star. I don't know what you're doing, having him just waste around his time with Solo at this point. And one thing I want to mention before I leave here was the fact that Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill, they have a match officially at SummerSlam. But do you even realize that they have a match? Do you even care that they have a match? Because You know, for the build, it's been really lackluster, man. I can't tell you, like, I just don't care about this build. I don't care about it at all. And speaking of SummerSlam, it genuinely doesn't feel like it's next week. It feels like we're still ways away from SummerSlam. I don't know if that's just my personal mentality of the fact, or if this is how everybody else is feeling. But man, it does not feel like SummerSlam. It genuinely does not feel like it for me. But regardless, this was the main highlights of SmackDown. Obviously, the SmackDown, like I said, centered around the tribute to Hulk Hogan. Again, post your comments down below if you have any favorite memories or favorite matches of Hogan. And until next time, I will see all of you on the next one.